Alright, what's up guys? So this is kind of a part two to a video I did before. So if you didn't see the first video on this, go ahead and check that out first and see kind of how I made this signature superpower tier list here. This is another one I found on Tier Maker. This is by this guy right here. And this includes all of the sub superpowers as well. So I thought it'd be really fun to go through and rank all of the superpowers and kind of see if my opinions change, how these sub ones rank to the signature ones. Yeah, and just kind of throw my thoughts on here. Again, just want to say that this is all my own opinion. I have also not played this game in years. I took a very long break and I came back into this. I am not well versed in like the meta yet or like really good decks, so please feel free to disagree with me. Let me know what you think, and maybe as I play more and get better at the game, my opinions will change. But yeah, just throwing my thoughts out here, so really just enjoy, and yeah, feel free to comment if you have any changes or thoughts. All right, cool. So first up here we have Acid Rain. Let me pull that up here. Where is this? Acid Rain. So Acid Rain gives all plants on the ground lanes -1, -1. And this is given to Brain Freeze and Immortica. I think it's just those two. I think only two heroes have the same one if I remember. Yes, so these two. So, what to say about this one? First off, I think getting a straight debuff is way better than doing damage, direct damage, because this will not trigger things that, oh, when attacked do this, because it's not really damage. And even when a plant can't be attacked or is shielded, this debuff will still trigger and can still kill. Yeah, I think this is very solid, but it is restricted to just ground lanes, so the plant player can play around that and know that, hey, if I don't want to get hit by this, I'll just go put this in the heights of the amphibious lane. So, however, its potential is very big because as it affects all plants on the ground lanes, with two team ups in lane 2, 3, and 4, you can hit -6, -6 at the best case scenario. So in general, I'm going to put this at, I want to say B tier. Yeah, B tier. Yeah, it's tough because I'm like thinking about how these sub superpowers also correspond to the signature superpowers. I mean, of course, signatures should be better, but yeah, I think I want to put this in B tier. Yeah, yeah, definitely B tier. I will say it's very similar to um, the power pummel, but because it also reduces one's strength, I really like that it also like reduces their strength. That really limits their power. This one right here, I believe this is just freeze, right? Where is this? Big Chill. Yeah, Big Chill, and this is given to Green Shadow and Rose, and it's very simple. It freezes and draws a card, and I gotta say, it drawing a card pushes up so highly, because yeah, just drawing his cards are very powerful in deck building games like this. Now the freeze effect itself, it's pretty good, and zombies don't have double strike yet. So the only way for zombie to get out of that freeze is for it to trigger a bonus attack. So there are ways to counter this. Obviously, also if you do a zombie evolution, it will get rid of the freeze as well. But just the fact that you don't need to sacrifice any plant to take a hit, you can just completely stop the actions of a zombie and drawing a card is really good. So I'm going to put this in A tier. And the reason it's not in S or any higher, I think, is because, you know, sometimes, you're going against a freeze deck, and by freezing the zombie, you buff up their Cryo Yeti. In that case, you're kind of helping them out. But yeah, it's also really good because it combos well if you're already running a freeze deck. And the reason for that is not only does it buff your snowdrop, but let's say not just freeze decks, but also like any kind of splash damage cards, which you get because both these heroes are smarty, which have splash damage. But let's say you have a very powerful splash damage card like Snapdragon or where is the dragon fruit? Yeah, dragon fruit, or even wintermelon, or even star fruit. These really, really powerful multi-lane hits. That first protection on that first hit can really help them, like really get going and like do a lot of damage. So not only will they do damage on this turn and survive, they can also do damage the next turn as well. And you're hitting all these different lanes, all these different zombies. Another thing is that whenever you have a zombie that freezes, so for example, Snow Pea or Wintermelon, if the zombie is frozen first, then it will essentially stay frozen until that plant dies or until it does a bonus attack. So I can freeze a plant, put Snow Pea there, they'll unfreeze, and then I'll hit them again and they'll get frozen. Just an endless loop of frozen. They don't even get to attack once. So that's why I think this freeze can be really, really good in A tier. This one, yeah, I mean, +3 strength. Now I put Torchwood here, which is +4 strength in S tier. This is a zombie trait that gives +3 strength. However, I'm gonna put this at A tier. It's very similar, just a 1 strength difference, but I think it really matters because of the heroes that have this. So Imp gets brute strength, and Z-Mech gets brute strength. Both of these heroes are not brainy, so they can't take advantage easy. They can't easily take advantage of bonus attacks to make use of all the strength. Not only that, zombies don't have double hit, which Torchwood really benefits from. However, Infinity does have strike through, so you can make some really powerful plays with this superpower on your pirate or your anti-heroes to really do a lot of damage. So it is still very viable. I just don't think it crosses the threshold of S tier because of the heroes that it's on. But still, very, very powerful, very viable. Just overall, very good. 3 strength buff, pretty consistent. Okay. Next is, let me just close these. Next is the bubble. This one, Spadao has, and I believe Walnut has as well. This one, it moves a plant and gives it +4 health. Yeah, honestly, this is also very, very good. I'm between S and A tier. Yeah, I'm between S and A tier here. Yeah, I would say, oh man. Let me see. Okay, definitely on Wall Knight, it's probably S tier. And that's because Wall Knight, you're pretty much playing very defensively, or you have a lot of strike throughs and high legendaries with Sun type. But Bubble Up lets you move a plant out of danger, as well as buffing its health. A lot of plants in the Guardian benefit from having more health. So, for example, you use it on where is he? Any Picanolith deck does better with health. I mean, hibernating berry can be good with health, and you can put things like hibernating berry and the cactus, prickly pear, and your nuts into the attacks of a zombie. This guy too, health nut, it would help him as well. And then also for Spadao, you can combo it with Hothead as well. If you really want to buff him up and make him a big threat, you can actually give the health to Hothead with some damage. Oh yeah, also Soul Patch. Now this is counterable by like Deadly, but because it also moves, you can get them out of the way. So I will say super good. Um, yeah, I might. Oh man, is it S though? In every situation, is it good? Well, early game, I don't see you using it too much early game. It does increase your health. Oh man. Oh, this is tough. Uh, okay, I'll put an A. Yeah, I'll just put an A. Maybe I'll move this later. I really wonder what superpowers will hit the S tier here. Because I'm thinking like it has to be better than these, right? I don't know if this is better than some of these signatures. It's still very good. Next, cut down the size. Oh man, I think this might be it. This might be S tier. Um, where's cut down the size? Cut down the size is right here, and it's what it does is basically it costs one brain and it destroys any plant with 5 or more strength. Um, this guy has it, and also Rustbolt has it. Now, I will say this is very, very good. It's a little bit worse than rocket science because instead of a 4 threshold, it has to be 5 or more threshold. But it only costs one, and it's really effective against a lot of legendaries which have 5 or more health, Mega Grow, a lot of that kind of stuff. The only thing is that it's not always good in all situations because you can very much go up against a plant who has a strategy where they're just sitting at 4 or less strength. Maybe they're Pine Clone deck, maybe they're just a nut deck, and you have this is just sitting in your card taking up space. Um, for that reason, I feel like it's very, very good, but I will put it in A tier, just because of the way that I define these tiers. Okay, next, and we can kind of do these the same. I should have paired these with each other. Um, but the dance we're gonna do with where is the mushroom? Is this the mushroom? Is that mushroom? More spore? Yeah. Yeah, it's more spore. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's pull this up. More spore, and where are they? Dance off. Okay, so starting with dance off. Both dance off and more spore do the same thing, where dance off will play a 1/1 backup dancer zombie, which is a dancer zombie, and you get to choose the first lane that the first one spawns in. The second one will spawn in a random lane. And more spore is the same thing, but with button mushrooms, and they're all 1/1. So looking at dance off, you have Electric Boogaloo, which you can do a lot of dance decks with, as well as, yep, Professor Brainstorm. Now, I will say with the change and the fact that you can choose one lane to put it in makes it really good. Like before, it was just 2 random lanes and you can never choose. But the fact that you can put one lane makes it really, really good. Um, I'm very tempted to place Dance Off in S tier. The reason why is with Electric Boogaloo, you have a lot of. It's really easy to do like a dance deck. Same with Professor Brainstorm, but not only do they block the attacks of plants, and you can choose one lane. Uh, they're also really good fodder. So Professor Brainstorm, you can use them when you want to use Bad Moon Rising. They're also ammo for Final Mission. Um, you can use them with the brain environment and place it on the brain environment to get some more brains back. Um, Zombie evolutions they're good for. They're just overall really, it's just really useful to have two like just filler zombies, but being able to choose one I think is really, really powerful. So I'm actually gonna put this guy in S tier, which is kind of crazy because this is like, in my opinion, one of the worst superpowers before the balance patch. Um, but Button Mushroom, I actually might put this um in a B, or it might be like a B tier for plants. And the reason is because both Solar Flare and Nightcap get more spore. Now, the difference here is that button mushrooms, yes, they're also like a barrier for a lane. However, um, they're only really good for mushroom decks. And even in mushroom decks, um, they don't like they're good in mushroom decks and maybe pine clone decks where you need a lot of units. but they don't have as much synergy, in my opinion, as like the way Professor Brainstorm can use it. Maybe Nightcap can get to a really, really strong like mushroom deck, but those are usually more early game decks, and I don't think it has the potential to really be as much. Not only that, plants don't really have abilities to sacrifice their own units the way Final Mission can. Um, and zombies have a lot of like, especially the hardy type, have a lot of ways to, you know, immediately use like Rolling Stone or like the spray, Weed Whacker spray, and you can kill like um yeah, you can kill weak plants really easily. So without proper combination, I think this is at a B tier. I don't think it's C. I don't think it's bad. It's definitely really good, especially because you can now choose a lane. But I think you need a lot more combo potential off the button mushroom as you do on the dancers. Maybe I'm also just biased because I typically use these dancers in a lot more decks than I don't really play Nightcap or Solar Flare. So maybe if I did, I'd rate this higher. Um, yeah, if anyone like plays this a lot or thinks anything different, please let me know. I'm really curious to see what your thoughts on this superpower is. All right, next, okay, this one, and I'll pair this up with Tornado here. Let's pull these guys up. This one's Whirlwind, which is, yep, and where's the other one? Dolphinado. Okay, I have some thoughts on these. They both do the same. Whirlwind bounces a random zombie, and Dolphinado bounces a random plant. Now, Whirlwind is used by Green Shadow and, yep, Nightcap. The problem with this kind of trick is that it's random. Now, this is really, really effective when there's only like one zombie on the field. This is almost like S tier, so good, overpowered if there's only one opponent on the field. Because no matter how strong or like, you know, buffed up they are, you just bounce them back, get rid of all their buffs. It's pretty good. It's really good. The only problem is that once there's two enemies, you're already down to a 50% chance to getting the zombie you want. And then with more, you know, with 5 zombies, you're at a 20% chance to even bounce the zombie you want. You know, it's just too much of a chance to really target the right enemy you're trying to bounce for it to be a very good card. Um, for Green Shadow, it's pretty decent. I think it's more important on Nightcap because if you really get to bounce a zombie off a lane where you want to put anti-hero. So for example, with Nightcap, you can use it first, and then you can place your anti-hero on an empty lane. You have another empty lane. So I think it's more useful on Nightcap. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the effect is really good. So I probably put a B, but the fact that it has just a random one makes it like way too situational. Um, man, I mean, is this the first C tier? I don't know. Because technically it can be really overpowered in a very specific situation. Also, you know, sometimes you get hit, like your guard gets broken halfway through the battle, and you're like, oh, I just gotta bounce that one last zombie so it doesn't get off its hit, and then it bounces the wrong zombie. Like I think C tier, C tier. For me, C tier. Maybe for you, with your luck, it's higher, but I don't know, man. I don't get really good luck with this. Um, Dolphinado, like taking a look, what we got, Brain Freeze, and who was the next? Oh, Neptuna. Yeah, same thing. It's kind of worse for it's like worse on zombies too because with team ups, you know, you can have potentially 8 plants. Your chances get really small. Yeah, I'm C tiering this. I'm C tiering them. They're not D tier because they're not like completely worthless, but I don't think I can go higher than C right now. Yeah, well, yeah. First C tier. Okay. Let's pair these two up. these are pretty simple. We have Electro Bolt here, and we have Meteor Strike. So Electro Bolt, very simple, does 3 damage to a selected plant, and Meteor does 3 damage to a selected zombie. Electro Bolt is used by Electric Boogaloo, and it's used by Z-Mech. For both of them, it's a pretty good trick because they're both crazy. You know, obviously they have a lot of direct damage. Obviously, you have the combo with Evaporate here. With Z-Mech, it combos well with his Missile Madness here. Yeah, 3 damage is pretty good for a 1 cost. So I'm just gonna give this an A tier. Yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm putting it on the same tier as this signature ability, which does the same thing but heals you. I mean, this is objectively better. I just don't think that the 3 heal pushes this to like the next tier. You know what I mean? But still a very solid trick. Meteor Strike is used by, let's see. Yeah, Tater Toss and Captain Combustible. Definitely better used on Captain Combustible because you're probably gonna use a lot of direct damage and have like more of an early game focused deck here, but it can still be effective on Spudow. Same thing, it's just really good. A tier. Yeah. Enough said. Okay, I think we compare these two together. This one is, what is this one? Embiggen? Is this Embiggen? Yep, Embiggen. And then we have where Galvanize? Yeah. So both these do the same thing. It just buffs a plant or zombie +2/+2. Now on Embiggen, we have it on Green Shadow, and we have it on, who has this? Who has Embiggen? Oh, Captain Combustible. Yeah. Enough said. On Captain Combustible, very, very overpowered. Yeah, I would say on Captain Combustible, it's probably like S tier. Because what you want to do with Captain Combustible is when you want to get as much superpowers as possible. So you have your bonus attack, you have your +4 strength, you have your +2/+2, and honestly, maybe even Meteor Strike, but that's kind of lower on the list. You can completely buff up a plant so much, and you can do so much damage. So it's a very high risk, high reward. You can kill the enemy really easily, or you can be very squishy and die really easily. But I've definitely won a lot of matches very shortly by just using all of my abilities. On Green Shadow, it's actually also very good because you want to take advantage of Mega Grow on him and then buff up your plants. It's also some health too, which helps with Double Mint as well as any of your other squishy attackers. So honestly, I really want to put this in S tier. Kind of crazy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this in S tier. Um, it's just a really good buff on the heroes that it has. I mean, can't really complain about it. For Galvanize, that's gonna be on Brain Freeze, and who else is Galvanize? Yeah, the Smash. So Galvanize is the same thing. I think for Brain Freeze, it's really good because with pet decks, I mean, you just buffed so much on pet decks, but also sneaky. You take advantage of like anti-hero, so you can really do a lot of damage if you get really lucky. All right, sorry, I'm back. Had to take care of something. Yeah. So moving on to the Smash. So Galvanize is also good on a lot of cone zombies as well. So you can put it on this guy to keep your hero alive longer. You can put it on Jurassic Fossil Head, which is also untrickable. So still a lot of good options. This is just going S tier. I mean, come on, like we gotta put this guy in S tier. Just so easy, +2/+2 on any guy. Next, Evaporate. Evaporate's an interesting one. So what Evaporate does is it will kill. It destroys any plant that has damage taken on it and draws a card. So a plant must have damage on it. So even if you lower their health like through some way, like it says with nibble or with another ability, you can't use evaporate. So you must do damage onto the plant before you can evaporate it. This is on Electric Boogaloo, which has a lot of direct damage, as well as who else has this? Oh, as well as Immortica. Um, Now it's a little bit harder on Immortica because you have to use your actual tricks. But for Electric Boogaloo, you're given two superpowers that just do direct damage. So yeah, I mean, I think this goes S tier. Um, the only difference or the only like requirement to destroy a plant is to just do damage. This becomes very overpowered, especially given that this is given to, especially if you're Electric Boogaloo. Being able to just combo like a sit and then evaporate, you can literally do however much damage that plant has, and just kill it immediately. So definite S tier. On Immortica, it's a little bit. I would say on Immortica, it's probably more like an A tier because you don't have access to the crazy type. So the only way you can really do direct damage is if you use bonus attacks with Brainy, um, or yeah, like it's a lot harder to activate that. So um, you have to use it on plants that have already been damaged the previous turn. But in general, I would say this is S tier. Um, Also, the fact that it draws a card, like immediately more worth. Yeah. Next, this one. What's this called again? What is this one? Geyser. Yeah. So what Geyser does here is it will heal your hero and all plants on the field for health. This, yeah, I'm just putting this on S tier. This is really overpowered. Great heal. Um, you have it on both Wall Knight and who else gets this? I think Chomper, right? Yeah, and Chomper as well. So both these have access to the solar type. So with the solar type, you can run heal decks. So this really helps when you have Pepper MD, um, where is it? Heartichoke, who else? Allosaurus. Yeah. So you can really combo into a lot of good health decks with this. Not only that, being able to just heal every single plant makes you immune to enemies like Evaporate. It's just overall a really good thing. Plus with Walnut, you have the Guardian type, so you're probably gonna have a lot of team ups as well, like with all your nuts. So yeah, you can potentially heal up to 8 plants plus you, so that's what, like 9 times 4, 36 health. It's like a one cost 36 health heal. It's just like so free. Okay, this one I need to refresh my memory on what beta carotina's ones are. What is this one again? Is this one? Is this Lieutenant Keratin? No, it's not Lieutenant Keratin. What is this? Actually, let's just do both of these guys together. Um, Ensign Uproot. So he costs 1, has 2 strength, 1 health, and he is amphibious. So he moves a selected plant or zombie, excluding him onto the selected lane. Yeah, I mean, hmm. Moving is very good. The fact that you can move a plant or a zombie, I think this gives you a lot of good counterplay to any strategy. I would say he's not team up though. He's just amphibious. Uh, mm, okay. It kind of sucks that you have to place this down. Like you need a spot to place this guy down. But because Beta Carotina, this is unique to just her, and you probably have a lot of like team ups and stuff. I think because she's the only one who can have it, I'm putting it at S tier. And the reason is because you already have probably a lot of team ups and amphibious. You probably have, a field full of plants. Just being able to move a plant or a zombie, like to any free lane, just gives you a lot of counterplay, gives you a lot of flexibility. Just overall, great trick. Now, Lieutenant Keratin, he has 2-1. He has team up and he conjures a root. This guy I'm going to put at A tier. Actually, Man, what are all the roots? I wish I could see like all the roots. Can we see root cards? Okay. So Guardian and Smarty. So okay, we have potato mines, garlic. This guy, Triceratops is pretty good. Um, but yeah, Starch Lord, of course. You got Soul Patch. Yeah, I mean, roots are pretty good. Um, I'm gonna actually move this guy to B tier. B tier. The reason is because roots are pretty overpowered if you already have Starch Lord going up. I mean, sometimes you can get a really powerful root card, but he doesn't buff the root card that you conjure. He does have team up, but in general, if you're not running a root deck or you pull like a bad root, he doesn't really do anything else. He's just a team up 2-1. So I think because he's more situational, he's probably gonna be B tier. Cool. All right, next up is heroic health. So very simply, heals your hero 6. I mean, yeah, we're just gonna go S tier. Super simple. It can be helpful at any time. Um, and you're basically playing the game with 26 health. So what this allows you to do is, if you pull it when you're in trouble, you can just play it, get your health back, and survive an extra turn. Um, you can also be more risky in the beginning. You can afford to take hits in the early game more because you know you have this heal coming up. So just super simple, heal 6 health, S tier. This one, I want to combine with this guy here. So this has both a plant and zombie version. It's called Hollow Flora. So all it does is you draw 2 cards. And same with telepathy, you just draw 2 cards. Yeah, I mean, Hollow Flora is Chompzilla and where is Hollow Flora? And Grass Knuckles. And for telepathy, it's with Super Brains and Professor Brainstorm. Yeah, these are just going with S tier. For some of you who are familiar with a lot of deck building games, drawing cards is just so overpowered. I mean, that's literally like because you're drawing random cards and you need certain cards to get certain strategies. The more cards you have or more cards you're able to draw, the better position you're in. Um, and the fact that this only costs like one resource and you can just draw 2 cards whenever you need more, it's just super overpowered. If you have any Dino Roar abilities, like it's just 2 free triggers of that. So super simple, super good. S tier. Um, awesome. Okay, so this next one I'm gonna combine with these 3. So these 3 are um huge giganticus, their unique abilities. So we should look at these in the context of just playing him. So the first one here is Iron Border. So he costs 1 and he has 2, 3. Actually, let's go over his other ones first. So this guy's all about environments. So his 2 superpowers, Teleportation Station and Ice Moon, are environments. So Teleportation Station, it puts an environment where if there is a zombie on this environment at the start of your next turn, you get a free teleport card. Um, and the Ice Moon, when you place it down, it will immediately freeze any plants on that lane, and then any zombie on it will have strike through. So both of these are really good, in my opinion. For Teleportation Station, I mean, this is going to S tier. This gives you so much flexibility. Plus, combined with your signature ability, you just get to play like zombies at no additional cost at the trick stage. It also puts pressure because with this environment, you can you can just have any kind of zombie on it, and then the opponent will want to try to kill that zombie, so you're not giving um, those teleports. Not only that, these are both 1 cost environments, so you can use them to override the plant player's environments as well. So if you don't want to put environments in your own deck, you can just pull them from the superpowers here. So it gives you a lot of counterplay to theirs as well. This one as well. I mean, I'm putting this in S tier as well. Being able to just give any of your zombies strike through plus getting a free freeze in that lane essentially almost guarantees you that attack that turn. You could literally make the game winning attack just because you have this strike through and freeze. So super good. Honestly, I really like this character a lot, and I think his superpowers are great. Much better than his counterpart, which is Beta Carotena. Um, this guy, Iron Border, so he's also pretty good. I don't know if I'd put him in S tier, but what he does is he has 2 strength and 3 health. He has Bullseye, and while he is in an environment, he gets +1/+1. So at most he could be a 3/4 unit with Bullseye. This guy, he's pretty good. If you get him at the very beginning of the game, he's just kind of a free unit you can place down during a trick stage. The fact that he's Bullseye, he doesn't build the opponent's block, which is good. But if you don't have any other environments in your deck, like you have to wait until there's an environment to really make the most use of him. In general, you can pretty much use him as like a 1-cost space cadet trick, so that way you can just kind of block somebody. So he's still really good, but I'm gonna put it in A tier because he doesn't have the most use, especially when he's your first superpower draw. I'd much rather get any of the environments or this one, and he has to be in an environment to get his full effect, which isn't too hard, but I wouldn't say it like makes the S tier for me. Cool. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go and grab this trick next. This is the third and final superpower that is unique to Beta Carotena. It's called Lightspeed's Seed, and it just conjures 2 trick cards. Very simple. I'm gonna put this at a tier. Like I said, drawing cards super overpowered in deck building games. However, sometimes like because they're random trick cards, you could get tricks that maybe aren't helpful at the exact same moment. It does still trigger dynamo effects, so if you're building up a Triceratops, it can be really helpful. Maybe you get the trick that wins you the game, but it's just not super consistent. Unlike just drawing cards from a deck where like what you can get, this is just kind of randomized. So for me, it goes A tier. All right, up next we have Walnut. Yep, nut signal. So very simply, this places a walnut on a lane and draws a card. Very simple. This guy's going A tier for sure. First of all, as you know, drawing a card, super nice. No matter where you put the walnut, you get a free card draw. Not only that, you have it on both Walnut and Citron, so they can really combo well with nut decks. You can use it to protect your plants that you don't want to get hurt. You can also use it to block a lane. It just gives you a lot of like defensive ability that way. Yep. All right. Next is Greystone. Where is this one? So this is Encrypted, and this is Infinity, and yeah, so Neptuna. So Encrypted hides a zombie in a gravestone and draws a card. This, honestly, I think this is a S tier. And the reason why I think it's S tier is, first of all, drawing a card, super good, right? For Neptuna, right? And also Infinity, they're both sneakies. So with sneaky, typically you have a lot of great gravestone play, right? So one of my favorites is probably going to be where is the Pogo Stick Bouncer? This guy. So Pogo Bouncer is a card that when it's revealed from the gravestone, it bounces a plant. Now, by being able to put a zombie back in the gravestone allows you to re-trigger its ability again when it's revealed the next turn. So if I put this guy in a gravestone, next turn I can bounce another plant. Um, just the amount of combos you can do by re-triggering people, like your zombies on reveal abilities, is just pretty insane. Not only that, on Neptuna specifically, you also have access to Hardy. So for instance, you have this guy, Intergalactic Warlord, which when he's revealed, he gives a permanent +1/+1 buff to all zombies for the rest of the match. If you put him back in a gravestone, reveal him again next turn, it triggers again. So you get a +2/+2 buff to all of your zombies for the rest of the game. Just super powerful. There is obviously counterplay because then you allow the opponent to potentially bounce the gravestone or freeze the gravestone or destroy the gravestone, but still it just gives you a lot of good counterplay that way. Not only that, because you get to trigger this during the trick phase, um, you can use this as a really good shield. So for instance, let's say there's a really strong plant in one lane and you have a really weak zombie, you know it's going to die. You put it in a gravestone and it won't be revealed until the next turn. So the plant will just not be able to attack um, unless it had a a strike through and hurt your hero. So just a lot of really cool things you can do, really great combos. Overall, great trick. Next, we have Possessed. So Possessed gives a zombie +2 health and Frenzy. In general, I'm going to put this at A tier. Now, unlike these two, which just give +2/+2, this only gives health, but also adds the Frenzy trait. Now, I will argue that generally, Frenzy will not be that good unless you already have a unit that has a lot of strength. And because this doesn't give you strength, it's rare that you can actually make use of the Frenzy that it gives. Most often, you want to kind of put this on Gargantuars. That's why it's so good on the Smash, because not all Gargantuars have Frenzy. And you don't want to run the regular 5/5, give all Gargantuars Frenzy all the time. So you can just give a specific one Frenzy, and it can really help you out a lot. So it can be very good in specific situations. Also, +2 health just makes your zombies a little more viable. They don't die as much. Who's the other person that gets this? Oh, Neptuna as well. Yeah, so yep, you have access to. Now Neptuna doesn't have access to as many Gargantuars because she's not beast type, um, but she has access to some. Yeah, and so I just think that in general, you can make really good plays with them, but it's not going to be consistently good for you. What Neptuna can do is, because she's sneaky, she has a lot of strike throughs, and the way Frenzy and strike through works, if you have both Frenzy and strike through, and you you attack on a lane and you kill plants. For every plant you kill, you do a bonus attack. So if I kill one plant, I do another strike through attack. If I kill two plants, I do my first attack, then two more strike through attacks. So you can potentially attack the hero 3 times. So it's really good if you have it on like the Plank Walker. Um, but in general, it's not always going to be good. So I'm going to put an A tier. Next, what is this? Is this the Rock Wall? Yeah, Rock Wall. Very simply, Rock Wall gives a zombie +5 health. Also, is there Root Wall? Yep, there's Root Wall as well, which is the same thing. Gives a plant +5 health. So let's take a look at, so +5 health is a massive amount for one resource. So it's a great buff, but it's given to Z-Mech and it's given to Rustbolt. Now, I really like it on Rustbolt because for Rustbolt, I like to use professional decks with this guy. You have access to the Pharaoh, and he's brainy, so you can kind of make some of your science cards a lot more tanky. Um, he's also great on Z-Mech as well because he has uh, Hardy type as well, but Crazy typically does not have a lot of high health. Crazy type is usually low health and high damage. So the fact that you're able to buff the health of a unit that would normally just die in one hit is really great. Um, and for example, if you take a look at this guy right here, Exploding Imp, he does 1 damage to himself, at the end of every turn. So actually, he can do more attacks and stay alive longer if he's given more health. You have to buff his health somehow. So just having this on Z-Mech can have some really crazy combos. So I will put Rockwall in S tier. Just overall great card to have. What else? Who has Root Wall? So Root Wall is given to I believe it's Citron here and Grass Knuckles. So again, having health, great. With plants and Guardian type, you can make use of Pecanolith decks where health becomes both damage and health. And here with Mega Grow, you can put this on like your doubled mint and just multiply this health even further. In general, just giving anybody +5 health, it's just so free. Yeah. Okay, so next, what is this one? What is the sun one again? Oh my god, is this Scorched Earth? Yeah, Scorched Earth. So Scorched Earth, very similarly to Acid Rain, I'm gonna put it in B tier, and for the same reasons as Acid Rain, it only affects zombies on the ground. It is really great that it's a -1/-1 debuff, so it's not doing damage, but the opponent will probably already know that you have this, so they can kind of play around it. So that goes into B tier. So the opposite of that would be this one, Stormfront. So Stormfront gives all of the plants on your field +1/+1. This is actually really good, especially when you have a lot of team ups. So people who have this is Spadao and Stormfront and Nightcap. So for both Spadao and Nightcap, for Spadao you have access to Guardian type, so you have a bunch of team up units. You got your berries, your hard hitters, and the blast type. You can potentially give a +1/+1 buff to all of them. You got the Pine Clone deck. You can make them all buffed up. Same with Nightcap, where you're given team ups with the Smarty, as well as like probably having mushrooms or Pine Clone decks as well. Giving a +1/+1 buff to all of them is really good. But I'm gonna put this in A tier, and the reason is because it's not gonna be OP like at any time. A lot of times, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull this as like at the very beginning of the game, and then what's gonna happen is I see people using this a lot of times just to get that +1/+1 buff to like 1 or 2 plants. Like let's say you just need like 1 more health to survive or 1 more damage to kill, you end up sacrificing a lot of the value of this trick just to get that additional buff. Now that buff does help you in that scenario, but because this is directly like dependent on how many like plants you have on the field, it can't be super OP all the time. So it will go into A tier for me. Next one is Summoning. So Summoning is from Professor Brainstorm, and it is from Immortica. So this guy makes a random zombie that costs 2 or less on a selected lane. It used to be like, I believe it used to be like only 1 that costs 2. Oh no, it used to be cost 2, and now it's cost 2 or less. Yeah. So this just mostly is used for stalling. So usually just, I don't have anything in this lane that's going to hit there. I want to put something there. So it's a very cheap like Space Cadet. The randomness of being 2 or less, you can get like a 1/1 zombie, you can get like an imp. So a lot of times you end up getting like the worst part is when you get the Easter egg. So the Easter egg has 0 strength and 2 health. It hatches, but the next start of Trick's turn. So it becomes just a dead draw at that moment. So in general, I'm going to put this guy at A, purely because it's a great trick. It can help you in a lot of scenarios, but that randomness of being 2 or less, a lot of times, even if you get a really good 2-cost unit, it may not be one that really like goes well with the combo that you have. So because of randomness, I'm going to put at A. Alright, next is Super Stench. Yeah, so Super Stench gives all zombies on the field deadly and draws a card. Yeah, I'm gonna put this at, oh man, it's either A or S for me. I'm gonna put it at A tier. I'll put A tier. And this is because of a couple of reasons. So let's talk about Super Brains first. So Super Sense, not only does it give all zombies in the field deadly, it also draws a card, which, great value out of that. Um, so Super Brains, uh, this is very helpful when you have weak units and you want to kill a really strong plant. Um, However, with Super Brains, a lot of times you're going to be very early game focused where you're going to be hitting a lot of anti-heroes, high damage, moving them, doing bonus attacks, stuff like that. Giving a zombie deadly and then being able to like use a bonus attack and immediately kill the plant is really overpowered because then you get a free lane. um, so it's really good on this guy. um, it's just I've noticed that this becomes really tough when it's your first draw on Super Brains, because a lot of times you end up using it just to give one zombie deadly, which isn't the worst. It's also given to Infinity, where it's also used because Infinity, you might have a lot of like, weaker units that you want to just make sure you can kill the enemy plants. Uh, the only thing is that in the best case scenario, you give all five zombies super stench. They kill the plant heroes immediately, and let's say they're really strong and they kill you too. You're at a like net zero. So I don't think you really gain too much positive benefit by just giving all your zombies deadly, unless you have situations where you can really capitalize off that with bonus attacks or strike throughs. Um, so for me, this goes into A tier. I still think it's a really good ability, but I don't think in all scenarios it's really going to help you too much. Uh, the next one here is Transmorgify. So this is given to Rose, and it's given to Citron. So what this does is it transforms a zombie into a random zombie that costs one, um, including another copy of it. Oh, it could be the same one. Okay, I don't know if they changed that. Two or less, one or less. Okay, yeah. This one for me, man, I want to say A tier, but I'm gonna put it at B tier. Actually, I don't know. No, I think it's A tier. I think it's A tier. It's still pretty good. So with this, especially on like rows where you already have a lot of control options with your other superpowers, um, it gives you the ability to just take a really strong zombie and make them a 1/1 zombie. The problem is that there are zombies that cost one that might actually be like stronger than the one that you transformed. Um, I got rid of the other tab here. But for instance, okay, I gotta look this up again, man. Give me a second. Uh, let's go to, how do I look at a list of all the plants? Oh my gosh, why did I get rid of that? Oh man, okay. Let me just go here and zombies. Okay, so yeah, just taking a look at some of these that are one cost. Like you have, where is he? Sneaky. Oh, where's the pirate with the? You got the pirate. Um. Oh my gosh, I'm blind. It's like I'm actually blind. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm actually blind. Wait a minute. Oh my. Oh, he's not even sneaky. He's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay. Yes. So you can turn to the quick draw conman, which if not dealt with quick, he can um really get a lot of damage on your hero. I mean, you got this guy, Disco Knot, which gives all zombies with two shake or less bullseye, which there are a lot of great combos you can do with this person. Um, yeah, you just got, I mean, you have who else? I think what happened was, oh yeah, you have this guy which just does 3 damage if you don't, and if you don't kill him, like he'll still do 2 damage before you can kill him the next turn, with overshoot. What happens is they just added a lot of good one card zombies. And so a lot of times if you use this too early in the game, you might change this into a zombie that's better than the one that you had previously, which is bad for you. And if you use it too late in the game, it's a little better if it's later in the game, but ultimately there's still a zombie there. So there's no chance to get rid of the zombie in that lane. You only have a chance of making it weaker. So it's just A tier for me. Still a great control option. But yeah. Now I actually want to talk about these two, last two. They're I'm gonna say right now they're both S tier. They're both S tier. The first one right now is Weed Whack. So this very simply subtracts 2/2 from the zombie's stats. It's not doing damage, so it can still be done if zombies can't get hurt. It can still kill zombies. It's just super powerful in the same way that these two that just gain stats are really overpowered. Being able to reduce the stats of a zombie and it being 2/2 as well is just great. And the plant heroes that it's on, both Solar Flare and Rose, gives you great control, because those two are heroes where you will be doing a lot of damage, lowering stats, destroying zombies. So a lot of good control options there. Last one is very, very simple. Right here, Time to Shine. A zombie, sorry, a zombie, it's not a zombie. A plant does a bonus attack. Now, I think, like, I think bonus attacks are one of the most overpowered things in the game. Um, and there's just so much you can do with this bonus attack. There's so many plants that if they had a bonus attack would just win you the game here. Um, Now, who has it? Charmzilla has it. Oh, sorry, Charmzilla does not have it. Who has Time to Shine? Grass Knuckles has it. So, great for doing bonus attacks on a really powered up Mega Grow plant. But Captain Combustible, this is someone who I want to talk about. His like his set of superpowers, minus maybe Meteor Strike, the other three give you the ability to like do a 1 turn kill. Like you can kill the enemy hero in 1 turn. So being able to buff the plant up by 4 and give it +2/+2 and give it a bonus attack, all for 3 sun. Plus, if it has double strike or it's really buffed up from previously, it now has a free lane that it can just do a lot of damage to. It just it is just so powerful. Now, where is plants? So normally plants only have very limited options of doing bonus attacks. So the only way to do a bonus attack as a plant is using where is it? It is a trick. Where is that trick? Sunstrike? No, not Sunstrike. Sorry, sorry. Oh, sorry. Is it a Mega Grow? Is it part of Mega Grow? Right here, plant food. Usually you have to. It costs 4 sun to do a bonus attack. But this just lets you do it for 1 sun. So just super overpowered. Really great on Captain Combustible. Good on Grass Knuckles as well. Instant S tier for me. Easiest S tier. So yeah, this is my complete tier list on all of these superpowers in PvZ Heroes. I think I'm gonna stick with this for now. Obviously, as I said in the beginning, this is just purely my opinion. So please, if you have any changes to this or any other opinions, please let me know. What I say is not it's not objectively true at all. I could be wrong on a lot of things. You could think other things. So just please let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. See you guys.